good, YouTube? What's good, Supreme World? It's your boy Dre Supreme back with another reaction video today. And look, we got the New York Knicks taking on the Indiana Pacers, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, the Indiana Pacers lead the series 3-1 going into Game 5 at MSG in New York. Now, let me give you guys a little recap of what's going on and what happened in Game 4. Now, Indiana came out clicking on all cylinders, exposing the New York's defense and evidently exposing the lineup change that Tom Thibodeau has made by replacing Josh Hart with Mitchell Robinson in the lineup. Game 3, it worked out. Game 4, Indiana made adjustments and it did not work out in their favor. Now, Tyrese Halliburton, he had his hands all over Game 4. He was bugging out. He was spazzing out. He finished with a triple-double. He had 32 points. He had 12 rebounds, 15 assists with 0 turnovers, becoming the first player to ever do that. The first player to ever record 30 points, 30 or more points, 10 or more rebounds, and 15 or more assists with 0 turnovers. He broke so many records in that one game. Like, at this point, how are we not calling this man a superstar for everything that he has done so far? He's been so clutch in the playoffs. He's been putting on for his team. He's literally the best player on his team, and he's showing that. So, Tyrese Halliburton, how isn't he a superstar at this point? Now, he leads his team against the New York Knicks up 3-1. This game will advance them to the NBA Finals if they do win this game. So, you guys know what we do. We're going to inspect, we're going to dissect, and we're going to break things down because that's what we do here on this channel. So, without further ado, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys leave a comment on this video. Give me some feedback, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. And let's get into this video.
Crew chief tonight, Zach Zarba. Our referee, Josh Tibbin. Our umpire, James Williams.
Jalen Brunson starting out with the first basket of the game.
Can anyone stop
with the quick lay-in?
Neesmith on Brunson.
Yep. Jalen Brunson said this is a do-or-die Game 5. I got to come out and be aggressive. Jalen Brunson with the quick 6. To start the game in a minute and 30 seconds. 6 points in a minute and 30 seconds. Tyrese Halliburton starts his resume, his Game 5 resume, with an assist to Miles Turner for 3. Woo! Jalen Brunson scoring and assisting on the first 4 shots for New York.
In playoff history for the Pacers, one of the best in NBA history. Takes it inside.
Oh, look at his pass. Good ball movement. Ben Shepherd for 3. Yeah, you got to put that ball up with confidence, they said. Towns for 3. Yeah, he's so, like, bro, he just so flamboyant, bro.
With a nice touch on a fadeaway.
I know that y'all be talking about that, too. Brunson for 3. Wow. On target in the first quarter. He gotta have. Oh, here you go, another one. Yep, put his hands up, bro. It's Game 5, do or die. New York, y'all gotta oppose y'all will early on. You know what I'm saying? Because don't let Indiana get out on the break. Don't let them start running. Because they start running, it's gonna be real dangerous. Just to defeat them. So y'all got to start it early. Obviously. Beautiful aggressiveness by Jalen Brunson to start the game. I'm loving it. Brunson. Post fade. Yo, he got to have like 15 in the first quarter. Ben Shepherd, TJ McConnell. He usually don't shoot threes.
He's got a couple rebounds already.
Josh Hart.
And Hart, who's gone from a
wow, wide open Mitchell Robinson. 7-point game. New York. Good first quarter. Benedict Mathurin. You better watch him. He comes off the bench. He gets some good product. Ooh, Towns on 2 defenders. Wonderful.
How bad Brunson is on the floor. You say good.
Towns again. Towns. Oh my God. He can't be guarded by nobody on Indiana. I really don't understand how, you know what I'm saying, Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns cannot be guarded by anybody on the Indiana Pacers, and they're literally losing the series 3-1. This is just hard to believe.
And one potential right here for Karl-Anthony
They
Towns.
clearly have a better team, but Indiana, you know, they're just proving to the world that
I like this. I like
when you play team basketball, you know, anything can transpire. And that's exactly what they're doing. Siakam for 3.
He is.
Cuts the lead to 2.
Towns and Siakam.
Hardy Towns to Deuce McBride. Goes for 3. 5-point game. Josh Hart runs the break. Goes all the way on Benedict Mathurin for the and 1. He needs to start being more aggressive, man. Coming off that bench. They need his production. Blocked by Aaron Nesmith. Kicks out to Landry Shamet.
Yeah, those guys on the bench.
Beautiful.
Especially Bridges needs to watch
Towns
this.
drives on Miles Turner. Oh, Jesus. And 1. Karl-Anthony Towns. Miles Turner cannot guard him. It's been a mismatch all series long. As Miles Turner comes back down and gets his own bucket. Tyrese Halliburton penetrates out to, who is that, Jarvis Walker? I haven't seen him playing all series long. OG Anunoby turnover stolen by Pascal Siakam, his former teammate. Benedict Mathurin, corner 3, cuts the lead back down to 7. Beautiful. Mikal Bridges, post up Tyrese Halliburton, get to his spot, get to his sweet spot.
It's just been easy for Brunson every time he's gotten Halliburton.
13-point game, Tyrese Halliburton, ball movement, Aaron Nesmith for 3. Don't let him get hot. We saw what he did in game 1.
That's Indiana pushing the ball on a made shot.
Alrighty, we made it to the 3rd quarter as Brunson continues his aggressiveness from the first quarter.
Nice save there by Bridges. On what
Oh, here go Brunson. Brunson for 3. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's just his type of game, man. They back at home. They back in New York. Halliburton lays it in. Quick little lay-in.
Siakam will defend.
Karl-Anthony Towns. Oh, I thought he was going to bang that out. Wonderful. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. 0 field goals in the last nearly 5 minutes. And look at that margin. 15-point game at this point.
And shots at the rim to throw the ball out. I think Brunson just passed.
Mathurin to Tyrese to Obi Toppin. Mismatch. He had Jalen Brunson on him. Josh Hart. Mikal Bridges. Shot clock. Mikal Bridges. He's so good at concluding the shot clock with a good shot. Jalen Brunson for 3. 4-point play for Brunson. Wow. Great defense by New York. They run the break. Mikal Bridges. Precious Achiuwa getting minutes. And 1 for Precious Achiuwa. We love to see that. Finally, he gets some minutes. Pascal Siakam, the Benedict Mathurin. Ooh, look at that. Reverse layup. And 1. He cuts the lead down to 18. Still marginal. Pascal Siakam kicks it at the Ben Shepherd for 3. That's big. Yeah, that is big, Reggie. Big shot by Ben Shepherd. Mikal Bridges penetrates, pulls up with the midi J. 17-point lead for New York as OG Anunoby, the corner 3. Bang. Turnover. Pascal Siakam running the break with Benedict Mathurin. Wonderful patience by Benedict Mathurin.
Well, like you
to
said,
draw the
Reggie,
contact.
Karl
Doesn't get the
Anthony
foul,
Towns,
but
when
he
Brunson
lays it
was on
in.
the bench, Siakam's
Josh
on the bench
Hart.
now for Indiana.
Woo! And one. Got Andrew Nemhart jumping.
And he's trying to look for an escape hatch.
Do the contact, but who plus the harm? Jalen Brunson, wonderful pass to Mikal Bridges, to Josh Hart. Wow. This is the game that we've been waiting for New York. Just to been leading the game all game, and they held it.
Quiet night. Towns.
Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, the first teammates since Kobe and Shaq, 2002, each with 20 points in the first 5 games of the conference finals. Wow. That's elite company right there. Kobe and Shaq, that's elite company. 23 years later.
To pick him up. Shot clock at 11.
Tyrese Halliburton, wonderful lay-in by him. 14-point lead. Karl Anthony Towns. And one again. Yep. Wonderful. Wonderful. Can't be guarded by anybody on this team. Josh Hart, OG Anunoby are cutting Mikal Bridges to Karl Anthony Towns. 2 minutes. Oh, never mind. As the New York Knicks, they avoided elimination, winning Game 5 as Tyrese Halliburton. Nah, that's dangerous right there. What he just did. We remember who did this. We remember who did this in the last series in the West. Remember when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, Mr. MVP, remember when he smiled? Why is Tyrese smiling? I don't know. We'll see. Well, we'll just have to see. The story is still written, though. So, the New York Knicks defeated the Indiana Pacers 111-94, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. As the New York Knicks, they get another game. They live another day. Headed to Game 6, which will be in Indiana on Saturday. Yep, Saturday, the 31st, May 31st, Saturday. Okay, let's get into it. You know what we do. That was a quick little breakdown that we did. It was a lot of just scoring. The New York Knicks got ahead early on, nearly defeating the Indiana Pacers in every single quarter, 27-23, 29-22, 34-28, and they tied in the fourth quarter. New York Knicks winning 111-94, taking Game 5. Indiana leads the series now 3-2. And let's get into the team statistics. So the New York Knicks, very marginal. They shot 49% from the field, 27% from 3, and 68% from the free throw line. Not the most ideal game shooting, but they had more attempts. They had more field goals made than the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers took 74 shots in opposed to New York's taking 89 shots. And New York making 14 more shots more than Indiana. Indiana taking 33s in opposed to New York's 29 threes, making 10 of those threes, and New York making 8 of those threes. And they still won the game, surprisingly. Indiana went to the line about 14 times, 13, 14 times. And New York went to the line 11 times. Shooting it better than New York. But, we're going to get down to the bottom of this to see why the New York Knicks won by a margin. And I'm going to explain it. I'm going to break it down for you guys. The rebounds is one of them. New York won on the rebounds. They had 11 offensive rebounds. Impressive. We know who did that. It's probably Mitchell Robinson. He's been doing it all series long, by the way. Another thing is we're not accustomed to the Indiana Pacers slowing down their pace. They didn't play at a high pace, high velocity like they usually do, running the break. They only had 16 fast break points. I believe at halftime they only had 7 fast break points. We're not really accustomed to. This is like a low for them. It's not terrible, but they usually get on the break, and this is how they stay in the game in this series against the Knicks. They did not lead the series. They did not lead this game at all. Look at the largest lead. They did not lead the series, the game at all at any point. The New York Knicks had full control of this game. The largest lead of the night was 22 points for the New York Knicks, and they scored 60 points in the paint. They dominated the paint. And again, Indiana, they turned over the ball 20 times, conceding 15 points over those turnovers. We're really not accustomed to them doing that, and we're going to see the reason why in the box score shortly. But yeah, New York's Knicks had 11 steals this game. They played magnificent defense this game, and they had more attempts and more shots than the Indiana Pacers. Okay, let's move on to the box score, where we're going to determine why the Indiana Pacers fell short in Game 5. Starting with Indiana Pacers, Pascal Siakam, he finished with 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 5 for 13 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, and 4 for 8 from the free throw line. Let's bring it in a little bit. Now, Pascal Siakam didn't have a terrible game. He played aggressive. He played defense with those 3 steals. It was a pretty, modest shooting night for him. It was a pretty modest shooting night for the whole team combined. But he tried to do what he had to do. He's the only part of the reason why they lost. He's the only starter that had double digits in points. That's the problem right there for number one. And yeah, he was being the most aggressive one coming off, Game 4. He played 34 minutes and he had 13 shot attempts in this game. And he's one out of the 2 people other than Tyrese Halliburton that went to the free throw line. All the other starters, Miles Turner, Nembhard, and Nesmith, they did not get to the line at all in this Game 5. Alrighty, moving on to Aaron Nesmith. He finished with 3 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. He shot 1 for 8 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and he played 16 minutes. I don't know if this is relevant to the injury that he's going through right now. He was questionable again in this game. He decided to play, which is amazing. He's playing through the injury, the ankle injury that happened in Game 3, I believe. Yep, I believe that was in Game 3. So yeah, I can't really hold this man, but he had a magnificent Game 4. He played in that Game 4 at home and he did his thing. So I can't really say anything about that. But not like the most ideal game for him. Tonight was definitely like an off night for Aaron Nesmith. Miles Turner, he finished with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks. Miles Turner always great on the blocks. He cannot guard Karl-Anthony Towns to save his life though. Karl-Anthony Towns, every time he gets downhill, he's scoring an and one, or he's just like going body to body with Miles Turner. Although that Miles Turner has 3 blocks, you would think that he's gonna have like 7 blocks, because he's so good at defending and blocking shots. But it's just something with Karl-Anthony Towns, man. He cannot, guard him at all. He's been getting torched all series long. Okay, so yeah, Miles Turner finishing with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks. Shot 2 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. He did not take enough shots in this game. He usually shoots around 8 to like 12 shots a game. If I had to say on top of my head, especially playing 24 minutes, definitely an off night for him. 4 turnovers. Not ideal for a big man to have 4 turnovers, but New York was calculated in this game. They had to win this game. They had their home crowd behind them. There was no way that New York could have lose this game. Okay, they would have been eliminated. Andrew Nembhard, he's been real inconsistent as of late. The last 2 games, he finished with 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals. Wonderful on the defense. He had 3 turnovers. He shot 3 for 8 from the field, 0 for 1 from the free throw line. 0 for 1 from the 3-pointer. Playing 27 minutes. The last game, he really didn't do anything either. My parlay got ruined because of him. I put him I put him over like 15.5 PRA, points, rebounds, assists, and he did not deliver on that, of course. Tyrese Halliburton, very low game for him after having a scorching game 4 where he had that triple-double with 0 assists. Pretty impressive, but, this is going to give Stephen A. Smith to talk something about, tomorrow morning on First Take, and any other analyst that's, talking about Tyrese Halliburton, saying that he's not a superstar. Tyrese Halliburton, you gave him the fuel, to put on the fire, okay? More fuel to the fire. Tyrese Halliburton, this is like the inconsistencies that a lot of people talk about, But anyways, he finished with 8 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, shooting 2 for 7 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, and 4 for 5 from the free throw line. The New York Knicks, in this game, in which I noticed, they adjusted on the defensive end, applying more bodies to Tyrese Halliburton. The scouting report was severely probably around Tyrese Halliburton, getting the ball out of his hands, only taking 7 shots. And it's still impressive that he did not turn over the ball in this game at all. Again. Very, hard assignment to cover him. But, the New York Knicks, they finally figured it out and they removed him out of the game. Let's see what they do in the next game in Indiana. I really want to see this. Although that the New York Knicks play better away, I want to see how they handle this assignment with Tyrese Halliburton and the crew in Game 6, going back to Indiana. Alrighty, let's move to the bench. Obi Toppin, he finished with 11 points, 4 rebounds. He shot 4 for 10 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, and 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Giving some good energy off the bench. Obi Toppin, former Knick, he played 18 minutes, and he was the 1 out of the 3 people that scored double digits for the Indiana Pacers in this Game 5 loss. Jarris Walker, I did not see him play that much until this game. The Indiana Pacers, Rick Carlisle, he literally just knew that, they wasn't winning this game. So he just threw Jarris Walker out there, to be honest with you, I believe. But anyways, he finished with 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, 1 block, and he shot 2 for 4 from 3. 2 for 4 from the 3. Alrighty, 2 for 4 from the field. Alrighty, we got Johnny Furphy. He finished with 1 rebound. He did not take an attempt because he only played 1 minute. Thomas Bryant, he played 5 minutes. He only had 1 rebound, 0 for 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3. Tony Bradley, he played 5 minutes. He had 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 free throw attempts, and making those 2 free throws. TJ McConnell, he played 18 minutes. He had 7 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, 3 for 5 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3 with 3 turnovers. He always brings great energy, to this team. It just wasn't enough against a New York team that needed to win this game. Benedict Mathurin, he had to hide this game off the bench, playing 25 minutes. He finished with 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 for 10 from the field, shooting at 60%. Pretty efficient. 2 for 4 from 3, 50%, and making 9 for 9 from the free throw line. This is a great game for him. I always talk about him. I believe that he was dealing with an injury. He's still probably dealing with an injury. Benedict Mathurin, he's going to be one of those great players. I wouldn't say like Lance Stevenson, but just for the sake of just talking about Indiana, he's playing that 6-man role where he could be a starter over Andrew Nembhard, if I'm being honest. It's just better to have Mathurin coming off the bench because he scores the ball, he plays defense, and he's efficient. Obviously, seeing what he has done the last couple of games now, he's just playing an incredible role off the bench for Indiana. Ben Shepherd, he finished with 8 points, 3 rebounds, one assist, 2 for 3 from the field, making 2 for 2 from the three-pointer and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Alrighty, that was Indiana Pacers. Let's move over to the New York Knicks. Mikal Bridges, starting off for him, he finished with 12 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, shooting 6 for 12 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. Playing a pretty efficient game. We've been talking about him, how, he had probably the worst plus minus as a New York Knick in the series. But, he scores over 10 points per game and getting assists for the New York Knicks, sharing the basketball and playing defense on, I think he's guarding Aaron Nesmith or Andrew Nembhard, or they switch off of him every now and then. OG Anunoby finishing with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, always getting multiple steals every game. He didn't have the best shooting night. He shot 3 for 14 from the field this game, 1 for 7 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Karl-Anthony Towns had a huge game, another double-double. Him scoring 24 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, playing ultra aggressive against the Indiana Pacers defense, getting anything that he can take. He played the most minutes on the team, shooting 10 for 20 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, and 3 for 5 from the free throw line. When his shot was not there and giving what the defense gives him, taking what the defense gives him, he just goes into the paint, getting and one consecutively and getting to the free throw line. He shot 50% from the field. Magnificent, taking the most shot attempts on the team. Mitchell Robinson, huge production off the bench. Into the starting lineup, I should say. He finished with 6 points, 6 rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds. So, yeah, he only had 1 offensive rebound. It was Josh Hart that had the 3 offensive rebounds, the most offensive rebounds in this game. Everybody getting offensive rebounds. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Karl-Anthony Towns with 2 as well, too. Amazing. But anyways, Mitchell Robinson, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 3 for 3 from the field, playing 20 minutes. And they did the hack-a-shack thing on him where he missed both free throws. Jalen Brunson had a huge game. He finished with 13 points. Wow, I'm bugging. Jalen Brunson, he finished with a huge game. He finished with 32 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, shooting 12 for 18 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Pretty efficient game, shooting the basketball for Jalen Brunson. Noticing, it was game of 5, do or die. He came out hot. I believe he had, definitely had more than double digit scoring in the first quarter. And he assisted on multiple points in the first quarter. New York started hot. They started off hot. They came out hot and they did not want to lose this game. And Jalen Brunson, their star player, led them. And the rest of the team just came behind him, as it should be. Precious Achiuwa finally getting some minutes. He played 6 minutes. He had 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, 1 for 2 from the field. Ariel Hukporti, he only played 1 minute. He had 2 points, shooting 1 for 1 from the field. Miles McBride playing 18 minutes. He had a, pretty okay game, decent game. He finished with 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3. Josh Hart having a double-double again. He finished with 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 4 for 8 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. Beautiful game for him, playing 34 minutes. DeLon Wright, he had 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 steal, 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. And then finally, Landry Shamet, he came out and he had a good 3 to margin the lead, give him some momentum. He finished with 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, 2 for 3 from the field, and 1 for 2 from 3. So, shout out to the New York Knicks. They made it this far. They literally took game 5, 111-94. And yeah, at this point, if you guys made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you guys for your continuous support. And make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys leave a comment on this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video for game 6. It's not going to be no game tomorrow. So no video tomorrow because the Western Conference Finals have concluded. And the Oklahoma City Thunder has made it to the NBA Finals, by the way. If you guys haven't watched that video, make sure you guys tap into that video that I reacted to yesterday. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Saturday for that video. Shortly after the game, there will be an upload shortly after game 6 in Indiana. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate you guys for whoever made it this far. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Peace.